no further ado, Tim Foley, Arizona. Go ahead at it.
Thank you for having me here. I haven't lost anybody to what's going on, but I see what's happening every day. I had dinner last night with all the angel moms, and it reinforced why we are down there. I started Arizona Border Recon 8 years ago. We've been called everything in the book. Racists, vigilantes, baby killers, whatever you want. Anything to disparage who we are and try to stop people from helping. We do everything according to the law. And 8 years later, I have over 200 volunteers that come from around the country. The majority of them are former law enforcement and military who've taken an oath to protect our country from foreign and domestic enemies. I went down there because of what I was hearing from the government and the media for years and years. And the first one was, they're coming and doing jobs Americans won't do. Well, just like the gentleman said a little earlier, I was in construction and they're taking it over. So that was a fallacy. So after 08, I started going down to the border to see if what they were telling us, the other one, was, don't worry, it's safe and secure. When I got down there and saw what consisted of a border, I said, you've got to be kidding me. In Arizona, we have approximately 400 miles of border. 5% of our border has the fence that we call the media fence, that everybody loves to show. 85% of the border in Arizona is a 4-strand barbed wire fence. 10% of Arizona border, there's nothing. So you want to know why this continues? Because we do not have a border. We have a revolving door. The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and expecting different results. What's happening behind us in that building is the definition of insanity. These people, I got some numbers for you. I usually wing it because I've been there so long, I know what's going on. In my area, we try to cover 400 square miles of the Arizona border. I have over 75 cartel scout locations inside of Arizona. On my cameras and with my own eyes, I see MS-13 coming. I see meth, heroin, fentanyl. I see Middle Eastern guys being escorted to the border by armed cartel. And you know you're somebody of importance when you can have 8 guys with AK-47s with 10 30-round magazines strapped to their chest escorting you to the border. I try to give away these videos to every government agency I can think of. But because I'm not part of the government, they don't want to listen. I live there 24/7. And I've walked over 2,000 miles of trails. I know how they do it, where they come, how they get in. But here's a couple of numbers for you. Between 2011 and 2017 in Texas alone, they picked up 217,000 criminal immigrants. Out of that, 173,000 of them were illegal immigrants that had criminal records. That between those committed over 600,000 crimes, which includes 12,000 homicides, 69,000 assaults, 6,200 sexual assaults, and it goes on. Right now, this year, we're averaging about 44,000 1,000 apprehensions a month on the southern border. We still have 2 months to go in the fiscal year. It's going to push us over 500,000 apprehensions, which is an increase of 57% from last year. So when you hear that, there's nothing but people coming for a better life, yeah, well, I'm sure that there's a few of them in there, but what we're seeing is, like I said, MS-13, cartel, gangbangers, guns, drugs, and, my question to the people in the building behind me is, the three agencies tasked with securing our border, DHS, ICE, and CBP, they have a combined budget of $51.1 billion a year, with over 280,000 employees. Now, with over 250,000 employees, with a 2,000-mile border, and a budget of $51.1 billion, why can't you get it done?
That's right.
I'll even make you an offer. You give me that $51 billion, I guarantee you I shut that border within less than 90 days to everything and anything. You won't even get a bunny rabbit across that border. But, it'll never happen because, remember, my organization is supposedly a racist organization, a vigilante. But what people don't know is, in our organization, we have people that have immigrated to this country. I have a man from Uruguay who is now a U.S. citizen who comes out to help protect his new country. I have one from Ghana. I have a female from El Salvador. They all come out to help protect their new country. And that's what we have to do. Everybody talks about building a wall. And everybody talks, I heard earlier, they're calling the border our front door. It's not our front door. It's our back window. When your friends come to visit you, they come to your front door and ring the doorbell and announce themselves. They don't wait until you're not home and climb through your back window and make themselves at home. The border is the back window, and these people are basically breaking and entering. And so we need to do something, stop the insanity. It's a privilege to know these ladies over here, but it's also sad that I have to know them under these conditions. It's like I said, it's insanity. Let's get it done. Do your job. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, brother.